Hey everybody, just a quick video to show you how to install the drop side on a babyhood cot. These cots have the new retractable pin. Some of the tools you'll require is your drop side head bolts, Allen key, and a little bit of petroleum jelly, and we can get started. Okay, now we're going to install the drop side head bolts. We'll start with the right hand side, and using the Allen key, we install them. Do not use a drill to install this. And you can see there is a little flange there. That flange must be flush with the timber there. So do not go any more than that, and that amount of tight is enough. So that's good there. And we repeat that on the other side, as you can see there on the top bolt. And you can watch the flange is now flush with the timber. You do not need to do any more than that. I just want to show you the operating mechanism of the retractable pin. So it gives you an understanding of how it operates, and then when we do it at the last stage of the install on the drop side, then you'll have an understanding of how it operates and what it's required for. So the retractable pins are found on either side at the bottom. There's one on this side and one on that side. To activate the pin, you go in from the opposite end of the pin. There's a little hole, and you can feel with the Allen key when it slots into the hole, and then turning in a clockwise direction, you can start to see to retract that pin. So you can fully retract it, or you can also go all the way out or all the way back in. So that adjustment I will explain to you in the last stage of the install. But for the proper first part of the install, you have to make sure that this is flush with the timber. Okay, now we are ready to install the drop side. As you can see, the drop side has the logo on it, and that logo generally stays on the outside. Looking at it from the side, the top part of the drop side has the hole and the single slide, while the bottom end has the spring pin and the slide for the retractable pin. And you'll find that this is the orientation of the drop side, logo at the front and there. Now to install it, we first install the top head bolt into the slider on one side, and then we'll do it on the other side, and then I'll show you a technique on how to get the glide right, and then we'll be ready to put the retractor pin. So starting from the right hand side, you find the hole, slot it in, and then just bring it a little bit back so it holds in. Then you come to the other side, find the hole, slot it in, come a little bit back, and then standing in the center, you can slowly move it forward and backwards. Make sure there's nothing catching. And then once it feels like it's smooth, you can then drop it. Now it is at this point you can actually install a little bit of lubrication, some petroleum jelly. You can install it into the runners. From here, you can apply a little bit of them into the runners on both sides. I've already done them on both sides anyway. This will allow for the movement of the drop side smoothly. This you can do regularly, every few months. If you find that the drop side is a little bit sticky, allows for the ease of the movement. All right, now we're ready to install the bottom retractable pin, which I showed earlier in the video. The top bolts are already installed. As you can see, it is resting on those top bolts in there. What will happen is, as you can see, this is now loose like that. We want to get the pin to come out and to go into the groove there for it to slide in and out of the slider. So we bring it in line, and we just look on the inside, make sure that the pin seems to be in line with the slider hole, and then we slowly rotate clockwise until we can see it fit into the groove. And as you can see there, it now cannot rotate because it's in the groove. and I'll rotate it a few more turns. Do not over tighten it, just very loosely. And we'll come back to readjust it at a later stage. Now we will do the same procedure on the other side. Just bring it in line with the hole just by looking there and start to unwind it in a clockwise direction. And as you can see now, it is locked into place. And now I can lock it up as full, but not tight. Do not put a lot of force. Now the drop side is fully installed. You've got the 2 head bolts on. You've got the 2 bottom retractable pins. Now standing at the center of your drop side, very carefully lift it into position. And it locks into place. Now we will test it. And as you can see, it's a little bit catching because the reason being is I have over tightened the other side. So now what we will do is we will adjust the one side. We will go in an anti-clockwise, maybe 1 or 2 turns, just to loosen up the pin. So coming to the left side here, and now in an anti-clockwise, I will do 1, maybe 2 turns. Test the drop side as it's not coming out. That's very, very important. And then I will try it again and see if it works. And it is running much smoothly now. As you can see, the drop side is functioning. So I do not need to adjust the right-hand side. If it was still catching a little bit, I would then adjust the right-hand side by going anti-clockwise 2 turns, testing to see the drop side not coming off, and then test the drop side and see if it works. And that should make your drop side work perfectly.